Welcome to my pro bike check. This is my Canyon XC. It is a full carbon frame, it is super light, and it in fact is the lightest bike that I own. You might have seen this in some of the videos where I did cyclocross versus cross country or cross country versus enduro, where I challenged Neil and I even beat him. Let's take a look at that frame to start with. So it is a full carbon fiber frame and it is a hardtail, so there's no rear suspension, and that is partly why it's so light. Come and have a look at this chain stay though and the seat stay. It's just so thin. It's well manufactured and well engineered just to be a little bit more compliant, sort of absorb those bumps to give you as much grip as possible. Other features are the fact that it's fully internal cable routing, and what I really like is the routing of this front mech into the XTR shifter. It is really neat, well finished off, and looks really clean. Okay, so let me now talk about the suspension, and since it's a hardtail on a cross-country bike, there isn't very much of it. In fact, there is only 100 millimeters, and it's supplied by an air fork, so you've got your air cap right here. Right now, I'm running about 70 PSI in there. You've got rebound adjustment up here, and then the Terralogic. Now, the Terralogic just gives it a little bit of a platform, so when you're pedaling, it's a little bit more compliant. You're moving forward, and it's not got that bob that you see some suspension forks have. One other thing that Canyon have built into their frame is this fork stop. So if you actually turn the bars, you only go to about 90 degrees. So if you have a crash, for example, what's not going to happen is that you're not going to rip out your cables. You're not going to worry about the shifter hitting on that top tube and making a mark. So I think that's really neat, and it's a great thing, especially if you're racing. Let's come up and have a look at my cockpit. So if we start off with the stem, it's a Canyon stem, it's a V14, and that is 90 millimeters in length. The handlebar width, these are Canyon as well, and these are carbon, so saving as much weight as possible, and these are only 720 millimeters in width. You've got a set of Ergon grips, these are the cross-country edition, so they're quite soft, give you a little bit of damping for your hands. And then let's look at these brake levers. These are Shimano XTR. And one thing that I really like about these is the fact that they've got carbon levers. I've got a Shimano 11-speed rear shifter. It's also got a carbon lever body, again saving weight so much through this bike. And then I've got a left hand, so it's actually a 2x11 system. Let's go and have a look at my drivetrain. So you've got your XTR derailleur, carbon cage, again minimizing that weight. I just can't stress how important it is that they've minimized the weight throughout the whole bike. Then you've got your XTR cassette, 11 tooth all the way to 40 tooth, and you've got your 2x up front. So the granny ring, or the small ring as people might call it, is 26 tooth, and the outer one is 36 tooth. I try and keep it in that big ring for as much as possible, apart from those really steep climbs. And then you've got the XTR crankset, which I think looks really cool. It's all finished off with a set of Crank Brothers Candy 7 pedals. Now check them out, they're red anodized to match in with the whole bike, and they just really complement that drivetrain. If I haven't said it already, then this bike is a 29er, and the tires are handled by Continental. These are the X Kings. They're really fast rolling, and to be honest, they're probably more of a summer tire. The wheels are handled by FSA, and they're the K-Force. You've got a carbon rim, so carbon components really just dripping throughout the bike, and I love the sound that that hub makes. It is a really nice click, not too loud, but you can definitely hear it. And these things are super fast rolling. Disc brake size, well, you've got 160 in the rear, 180 on the front, just to give you that extra bit of stopping power, and the calipers are those Shimano XTR races. Okay, so let's just take a look at some of those finishing touches on the bike. I've got a Crank Brothers Cobalt 11 seat post. This thing is carbon, and I've got to say, it is just so light. I actually had it in my hand earlier, and it weighed featherweight. Then you've got an Ergon seat just to finish off the bike, which is really comfy. Again, as thin as possible, and it's got titanium rails to save any weight possible. I've got to say that I've absolutely loved having this bike. It has been so much fun, and it is one fast-moving machine. If I've not mentioned it already, it is super light. And I've got to say, one of my favorite videos I've ever made with it has got to be heavy bike versus heavy body, where I actually added an extra kilogram to that bike, 7.5 kilograms onto me, and well, I went and raced it. And before I go, if you've got any questions at all about this bike, then you can leave it in the comment section down below. And I forgot to mention, actually, thinking about it, that this is a large size frame. I'm 189 centimeters, 6'2", and it fits me perfectly. If you want to watch some more videos from GMBN, then I suggest you subscribe by clicking on this logo right here, because you'll never miss one again. And click right up there to watch me riding it in winter, and down there for that challenge where I actually beat Neil in cross country versus enduro. If you think this bike is super nice, then give it a thumb up like.